Arlington is getting a facelift to add a little sparkle to the town and its businesses. Residents welcome a normal farmers market, and it feels like new. And Arlington is now one of 23 communities in Massachusetts to declare a climate emergency. We'll have more on what that means. All that and more coming up next on ACMi News.
From McLennan Park to Spy Pond, from Poets Corner to the Mystic River, we have Arlington covered. We're your neighbors, a friend you can turn to. This is ACMi News.
Hello, Arlington, and welcome to this edition of ACMi News. I'm Helen Frazier.
And I'm James Milan. There's some big news to report this week. Adam Chapdelain's tenure as Arlington's town manager is coming to an end, as he is currently in negotiations with the town of Natick to become their next town administrator. Although things are still in process, I had a chance to ask Adam for his thoughts at this time.
I'm currently trying to come to agreement on terms of employment with the town in Natick. It was very gratifying to have the select board unanimously vote to offer me the position. But as it was even pursuing the opportunity with the reality of the opportunity being presented, it instantly creates a bittersweet feeling about leaving Arlington. I've built what I hope will be lifelong connections here, and as part of a team, I think collectively gotten a lot of great things done here in town over the past decade or so. So I both continually, I'm looking fondly on Arlington and excited about new professional opportunities that may await me. So there's still a little more to come, to make sure I can come to terms in the agreement. And I'm not going anywhere tomorrow. I'll be here at least through the balance of the summer to make sure that we can manage a professional transition to whoever the next town manager will be here in Arlington. But yeah, I'm sure over the course of the next few weeks, there'll be a sweeping range of emotions between sadness and loss of leaving and excitement about, what's to come.
Adam, I have to just ask that, we're all familiar with the fact that this is not the first time that you either were part of the candidate pool or in fact offered a job somewhere else. What is it, what can you share with us that is different about this time, this offer, et cetera, such that you're going to accept it and move on?
Natick is really, a really excellent community. I've said to people publicly and privately, I think it's a values match for Arlington, which is compelling to me. And it also is going to provide me, I think, with professional opportunity that I've thought about for a while in regards to economic development and management of a broader commercial tax base. And I think that's probably overall one of the most compelling aspects of it, is that if I think about the long arc of a municipal management career, I'd like to have the opportunities to do as many of the different things that municipal managers do as I possibly can. And this opportunity is compelling to me for that reason. And ultimately, I guess that is ultimately why I'm viewing it as different than some of those past times.
Juneteenth is a day to not only reflect on Black life and experience, but also to celebrate freedom and acknowledge the perseverance of African Americans. Following the official declaration at the 2021 town meeting, Juneteenth will be celebrated as an official holiday in Arlington and across the Commonwealth of Massachusetts for the first time. At 9:30 a.m. on Saturday, June 19th, on the newly renovated Town Hall Plaza, Arlington's Human Rights Commission joins state and local officials and the community itself in a celebration of Juneteenth, featuring poetry, music, and several speakers.
We've often reported on the funding and the recognition Arlington has received as a green community. Some might find it notable then that only in this most recent session of town meeting did the town officially declare a climate emergency to exist. Park Wilde is a Tufts professor and a longtime Arlington resident whose climate activism led him to play an instrumental role in making this declaration happen. We recently spoke to Park about the significance of the declaration.
The declaration has kind of 5 provisions, and you'll see that the provisions actually have a sense of realism about what can one town do. The first thing is a town can really declare emergency. That's an acknowledgement about what level of priority are we putting on this. Our second provision is that Arlington should be telling the truth. And this involves to some extent, just talking frankly from our town leaders about the climate. It should be something that's not just mentioned like once a year on Earth Day, but it's a fairly substantial investment. And that also includes a bit of reporting that the town is currently working on through a greenhouse inventory through an association of regional governments called the MAPC. Gives us this protocol for developing a greenhouse gas inventory to kind of report what is our town emissions. The third thing is that Arlington should really act. Each of the actors that makes decisions in Arlington should, whenever they face a choice about something that's more or less climate friendly, should choose the more climate friendly option. And this could be the school board when deciding what furnace goes in the new school building, or it could be the zoning board, or it could be, pretty much any town government entity. But the fourth is that we ask Arlington town leaders to be advocates at the state and national level on climate. And so this recognizes that the town has to answer to authority under kind of our federalist system from higher levels of government. And the fifth is climate justice, so that there's such a temptation on major social challenges. When belts need to be tightened, it always seems like the belts are being tightened for those who had less to begin with. And so doing this with a sense of justice is the other key priority. I'm very proud to be in a place that's not an explicit climate denial. And I'm proud to be in a place that's got a lot of energy on things like changing our electric sourcing, which Arlington's been a leader on, or encouraging solar panels, and a few other topics. But there is no place in the country that is doing enough on climate action. And I think places that are fairly prosperous, including, let's say, the whole top 2/3 of the income distribution in the United States, are using more of the world's resources than places that we think of as less good on climate. So we might read about coal plants in India, but people in India on a per capita basis use less than a quarter of the carbon budget that an American uses each year. And so our level of ambition has to be higher.
Park had a lot more to say about what we're doing well and where we could really step up our efforts. The full conversation is a part of our public affairs series, Driving Forces, and can be found on our website and YouTube channel.
This past Tuesday marked a milestone in the Commonwealth. On June 15th, the Baker administration announced that more than 4 million residents have been vaccinated against the coronavirus, and active COVID cases dropped below 2,500. And guess what? If you are among the millions who have been fully vaccinated, you could just win $1 million yourself. Here's ACMi's In-Young Kim to tell us about this latest development.
The state is putting even more effort into encouraging residents to get vaccinated by launching Massachusetts Vax-Millions, a vaccine lottery program.
Today we're announcing the Massachusetts Vax-Millions giveaway. We're hopeful that this giveaway will give another opportunity for people to choose to get vaccinated here in the Commonwealth over the next couple of months.
The number of COVID-19 cases has dropped significantly since more than 4 million residents have been vaccinated. However, Governor Charlie Baker has taken further steps to increase those rates by offering 5 chances to win $1 million. Fully vaccinated residents can join the lottery from July 1st through August 20. The drawings will be announced once a week for 5 weeks starting on July 26th and running through August 27th. The prize money will come from federal relief funds obtained through the American Rescue Plan Act. Not only are all fully vaccinated residents over 18 eligible, but those aged 12 to 17 can win $300,000 scholarship grants.
I think it's a great idea. I think it's great to get people wanting to get vaccinated. I think more people need to get vaccinated, and I think an incentive like that is a great idea for the governor to do. Oh, definitely I'm willing to join the lottery. I mean, I'll join anything if it's a possibility of getting $1 million.
I think it's a better incentive to get people vaccinated than than convincing people not to wear masks in places where they probably should still be wearing masks.
It's kind of beyond me to imagine that it takes $1 million for people to get vaccinated, but whatever it takes. So I think it's a good idea.
So if you've been sitting on the sidelines and thinking about getting vaccinated, but for whatever reason haven't, here's another reason for you to come forward, protect yourself, your friends, your coworkers, and your neighbors by getting vaccinated here in the Commonwealth.
According to Baker, states such as Ohio are already running lottery programs, and the results have been positive.
You too can be a lottery winner as long as you're fully vaccinated. For ACMi News, I'm In-Young Kim.
Thank you, In-Young. The Arlington Farmers Market looks a lot different than it did last year, and by that I mean it's looking normal. ACMi News intern Toby Barrett visited the market, now free from COVID restrictions, to see how vendors and patrons are feeling.
The Arlington Farmers Market is back for a 24th straight year. They are in their second straight week of running the farmers market without any COVID restrictions. Let's head down to the Russell Common parking lot to see what Arlingtonians and vendors alike think about the marketplace being back up and running.
From fresh greens to Asian spices, the Arlington Farmers Market has a little something for everyone. They're back to their best with all COVID restrictions lifted. We spoke to head organizer Patsy Kramer about this year's market.
Yes, it's a breath of fresh air this year. I do want to welcome everybody back to the Farmers Market in Arlington 2021. And yes, it's an amazing difference. We don't have to have long lines, and if people are vaccinated, they're welcome to come without a mask. They can pick up the produce that they want to buy and take care of it themselves. So it's just been, and people can bring their dogs and their kids. So it just has such a wonderful feel to it, and we've had such a nice response. We have all of the same vendors that were with us last year are back, and we have 2 that didn't come last year who are back with us.
Along with returning as Arlingtonians fondly remember it being, the Farmers Market is also giving back to the community this year with a new program.
A new program that we have this year, and we're very excited about it, is a voucher program that is being sponsored by our local food pantry, Arlington Eats. And this is for people who are low income and receive SNAP and HIP benefits. And that's a program that really inspires people to come and use their food coupons to get really fresh stuff at the market. And our Arlington Eats is going to be making available to people with SNAP and HIP $15 worth of vouchers in addition to what they get from the state that they can use at the market. And the exciting thing is that they can go to any of the vendors at our market, whereas if you get the state grant money, you're only limited to the produce people.
One thing that we learned for certain is that customers and vendors alike are very excited to be back at the market and have no reservations when it comes to the pandemic.
We're pretty cool about it. We're all vaccinated, and we're being we also have our bungee cord still up, so we're still social distancing, and everything's packaged. So we're feeling pretty confident about it.
I've been fully vaccinated, and I feel pretty confident about Massachusetts that it's nearly all the way, everyone's nearly all vaccinated. So
it's been fantastic. It couldn't be better. Not wearing a mask has just such freedom, and we didn't realize when we were in the middle of it, but you couldn't see people's faces, you couldn't see their expressions, so it's been fantastic.
The reopening of the farmers market is just another sign that things are getting back to normal here in the town of Arlington. For ACMi News, I'm Toby Barrett.
Thanks, Toby. It's just great to see all that excitement around the farmers market.
Have you noticed Arlington getting even more vibrant recently? Not only are reopenings happening all over town, but Mass Ave is getting a little makeover too. We'll have more on that when we come back from this commercial break.
Hello and welcome to ACMi. Starting June 16th, ACMi will be officially open to the public.
And we'll be open from Monday through Thursday until 6, Friday until 5.
We ask that you make an appointment in advance to enter the building, and we require that all unvaccinated people wear their masks at all times.
ACMi studio, our edit suites, and our portable production resources are all available through ACMi staff. We're so glad to have you back with us.
Welcome back to ACMi.
Want to stay up to date with all things going around the community and beyond? Catch all the Arlington action on ACMi News for all the hyperlocal content you need. ACMi News. Watch on weekdays on Arlington's public channels, RCN 629, Verizon 31, and Comcast Channel 8. You can also check out our latest segments and newscasts on the web at acmi.tv and follow us on social media. ACMi News, your local news station.
Welcome back to Studio A. I'm James Milan.
And I'm Helen Frazier.
And when I say welcome back, I really mean welcome back. As you may have just seen, as of June 16th, ACMi is once again open to the public.
ACMi studio space, edit suites, and mobile equipment is now available for ACMi members and volunteers.
There are a few rules and procedures we still have to follow, so please bear with us. If you plan on visiting, even just to say hi, please make an appointment in advance.
If you are unvaccinated, you are required to keep a mask on at all times.
And to the extent it is possible, we ask that you maintain social distance while inside the facility. Our summer hours are Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Friday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Now on to our next story. Whittemore Park at the corner of Mass Ave and Pleasant Street began Phase 1 of its revitalization project on June 14th. From now until August 2021, you'll see the park fenced off as construction crews renovate the area. Under Phase 1, that includes the creation of a circuit path, removal of trees, new planting and landscaping, renovations to the rail corridor, and improvements to the central lawn. The project aims to transform the green space into a focal point for recreation and civic functions, as well as a place to appreciate Arlington's cultural heritage, according to the project's webpage. Phase 2 is currently in the design phase, but will address accessibility improvements to the path between Mystic Street and the Jefferson Cutter House.
As Whittemore Park is undergoing its makeover courtesy of the town, local artists are teaming up with area businesses to spruce up the avenue in a collaborative arts campaign. ACMi News intern Sophia Titus tells us more.
Throughout the pandemic, we saw different groups come together to fight through harrowing times. As we begin to return to normalcy, we're continuing to watch these groups work together for the greater good of their communities. One such collaboration is the new initiative Spruce Up Arlington, in which local artists and local businesses are working together to help Arlington put its best foot forward.
If you drive down Mass Ave, you're bound to see conspicuous orange barriers marking outdoor dining areas, bulky gray electrical boxes, and some empty storefronts. The Arlington Chamber of Commerce and the Commission for Arts and Culture wanted to change this. So, with the help of local restaurants, businesses, and artists, Spruce Up Arlington is worked to spark economic vitality through the arts and brighten things up in the process.
The Spruce Up Arlington Get Your Sparkle On campaign is a really great collaboration between both the business and the arts groups, because we're sort of focusing on two different areas, although they dovetail very nicely. So the chamber has a beautification committee that is focused on raising the awareness of the importance of the aesthetics in town in terms of how that helps to promote economic development and in this case, economic recovery.
We really wanted to find a way to support both the business community and our artist community who, as artists, they are small businesses essentially, working for themselves. And so we felt like it was all kind of connected. So one thing I'll note is that this is really a collaboration between ACAC and the business community and our artists. And, it's sort of sponsored both by ACAC and the Arlington Chamber of Commerce. That was really important to us to have that buy-in and support from the business community.
This collaboration is a win-win all around. As artists showcase their work, patrons are drawn into businesses, and the cityscape of Arlington becomes more vibrant.
Arts and culture brings tourism and brings people out to talk with each other and brings people to spend money in businesses. It's all good for everybody. I've noticed all the time when we do public art installations, people come out and talk with each other about it.
Not only are artists happy with the arrangement, but so is the Chamber of Commerce. Chamber head Beth Locke shared her own thoughts about the collaboration.
We're very, very focused on the economic recovery of our businesses, and we appreciate the fact that the arts community is also interested in helping with that. And so it's mutually beneficial because the more that our storefronts and businesses can be beautified and made to sparkle, the more that we attract people from outside of Arlington.
The connection between art and local commerce is something that area artists, the ACAC, and the Chamber of Commerce hope will continue to grow through other campaigns similar to Spruce Up.
Great. I think it is a real I would say that it's a breakthrough program in which this is the first sort of named official, really putting it out there collaboration. And I am just so excited because I think that's, really very beneficial for the arts and culture and as well the business community. It's natural.
This is not just a post-pandemic or, coming out of the pandemic initiative. It's important at all times to make the business districts and in fact all of town attractive and well-maintained.
And the campaign is looking for more artists to join in on the action.
We actually have a call out for artists right now. If anyone's interested in participating in this, we have spaces for one-person performers and maybe a small group as well.
Coming out of such dark times, it's great to see so much beauty making a comeback in our community. If you're a local artist wanting to showcase your own art, you can visit artsarlington.org for more information. And if you're a local business wanting to provide a place for that art, you can email info@arlcc.org for more information on that. For ACMi News, I'm Sophia Titus.
Hi everyone, this is Sasha Monks with Arlington Weather. The weather will sure be hot this weekend, but keep your pool parties for Sunday. Moving on to the weekend forecast. Though there's a high of 85 and a low of 65 for Saturday and Sunday, NOAA's Storm Prediction Center predicts a short-wave trough of low pressure pushing rapidly across New England on Saturday, bringing a cold front and chances of thunderstorms into the Boston area in the afternoon and evening. There will be mild humidity at 55% with dew point in the 60s. The wind will be fairly light, around 15 miles per hour from the southwest with partially cloudy skies and pressure at around 1,007 millibars. Sunday's humidity drops to a comfortable 50% with a dew point at 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Barely any wind, pressure again at 1,007 millibars, and mostly clear skies make Sunday a beautiful Father's Day. Moving on to the jet stream, this warmer weather and high pressure is a direct result of the omega wave pushing across the United States. This view of the jet stream on Wednesday shows a ridge of high pressure being squished up between two lows. Next is a view of the highs and lows, with the blue as the low pressure and the red is the high. Moving on, Tuesday and Wednesday of last week had a pressure that was extremely low and the weather was colder, but as the jet stream continued pushing to the right, New England entered a region of high pressure and warmer weather for the end of this week. As for next week, crank up the AC for a boiling start, with Monday in highs of 90 and Tuesday and lows of 70. Tuesday will be colder with a high of 85 and low of 65, but scattered thunderstorms will break the heat with a pleasant start for summer break. Well, that is all we have for today. We'll take you out this week with some highlights from Arlington's annual Soapbox Derby that was held on Saturday, June 12th.
And special thanks to Arlington High School student Veronica Barton for providing us with these clips from the festivities.
For everyone here at ACMi News, I'm Helen Frazier.
And I'm James Milan. We'll see you next time.
You can always check out our latest segments and newscasts on the web at acmi.tv/news. And don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at ACMi News. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. You'll find us at youtube.com/ACMi News. If you have any news tips for us or wish to become a citizen journalist, we'd love to hear from you. Email us at news@acmi.tv or stop by ACMI Studio A at 85 Park Avenue.
Go down there!